Hello, hero of collectors here. How's it going, everybody? Hope y'all are doing fantastic. I know I am. And I'm sitting off to the side here because today we're going to be talking about the brand new Marvel Legends SDCC 2024 reveals. We're going to be talking about everything that Marvel Legends revealed. And just a heads up, either the next day or two, I'll also be uploading a video talking about the other reveals from all the other toy lines that have interested me. I'm not going to be talking about everything, just the stuff that caught my eye. And then I should have a video going up about the Deadpool and Wolverine movie that will be very spoiler heavy, but it'll be a Marvel Legends wish list. So those will be going up the next couple days. I'm going to try and record them back to back to back. So uh, I really hope you enjoy and stick around for all those. But today we're just going to be talking about the actual Marvel Legends revealed at SDCC. So let's get into it. And I'm going to say right now that some of the pictures that I got, they aren't going to fit just in this side. They might take up the whole screen. So I'm going to be covering myself up for some of this, but that's just what I got to deal with when gathering pictures for stuff that they didn't put promo pictures out for. So, with all that out of the way, let's get into it and start with what they revealed at the Hasbro breakfast before the panel. Was it the day before or I can't remember if it was Friday or Saturday morning. But they revealed two items, and one, I think the Sentinels were revealed the day before. I can't remember, but they revealed a Sentinel Arcade 2-pack. So these are based on an X-Men arcade game. They're very stylized. They aren't like pixelated, but the face sculpt and deco very much emulate that arcade style, and same with the colors on the body. They are not reused. They are 100% new, and they come with that rock tease that we got a stream or two ago. I can't remember. But these look pretty good, but they're just not for me. If I want more figure scaled Sentinels, I want more classic look with like an arc reactor, not like an arc reactor, but like the chest beam in the center and more classic colors. So while I think this is a really good idea and a great way to do like a troop builder, especially for Sentinels, I would love to get some Sentinels to go with my big one that I've got right off to the side here. Um, these just aren't for me, and I'm really happy for everybody that does want these because they're cool and it's a great way to do a troop builder like this. So it's just not Sentinels that I need for the collection. So moving on to the next reveal, we have the Deluxe Kang, who is supposed to be a PulseCon exclusive, I believe. It's all reuse except for a new head, which has the options to remove the face plates and have a couple different variants of Kang. And he comes with a new angry Kang head look, like standard Nathaniel Richards Kang. Or not Nathaniel. Yeah, it is Nathaniel Richards. But the big thing with this Kang is that he comes with his time chair, and this is where I'm kind of on the fence about. Is I love that time chair, but I don't need the same Kang figure again. If they would have done a Mortis or like a different Kang, like I don't know what other Kang you could do, but like something that isn't just the same body. If they would have updated the body sculpt, I'd have been all over this and happy to get it. But for $60, I'm just getting it for the chair and like another Kang. Like I have a spot to go. Like I can put. Why am I looking over here? The Fantastic Four display. I can put one of the Kangs over there and have my main one up here with the chair. But I don't want to pay $60 just for the chair and another Kang. I would have preferred to get a Mortis to have more options for the display type thing. So debating on if I'm going to get this day one or not. I do really want that chair, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Okay, getting into the actual panel reveals themselves. They started off with a Crystal and Lockjaw 2-pack, which is really exciting because they said, I don't know if it was an interview or something a little while back, that we would be getting more Inhumans this year. And here they are. And it's two that a lot of people have been wanting. And we're that much closer to finishing the Royal Family, even though I wish Medusa and Black Bolt would get updates before we finish that team. So anyway, for Crystal and Lockjaw, they look really good. I'm glad that Crystal's on a new body, or at least a newer body. It's got the pinless joints, and we have some new effect pieces. Do I wish she had the super articulation? Yeah, but I'm not bummed that she doesn't. She's still pinless. She's still going to stand really well, and she's got two good head sculpts. So I'm not bummed really that she's on this particular body. I think it still works. Lockjaw. So I'm of two minds. I think it's really great, and I've been wanting a Lockjaw, especially to go with my Inhuman Royal Family and my Pet Avengers. I'm not going to buy two, but just to have one for both teams is really cool. Where I'm kind of hesitant is the fact that they're doing swappable back legs so that he can do the sitting, and the front legs don't have like what I would call an elbow bend on a dog. I don't know what exactly their anatomy actually says it is, but so he's limited in articulation, but I don't see why they needed to do that, because they did the Cosmo Build-A-Figure, which had the proper, like elbow bend, and I could get her into sitting poses. And then Zabu has the proper elbow bend and articulation that, like, the G.I. Joe team really set a precedent with their four-legged animals, and I thought Marvel Legends was following suit and doing the same thing because of Cosmo and Zabu, and I figured Lockjaw would be easy to do that for, but they decided not to, so I'm a little concerned there as far as articulation goes. But that's one of the things where maybe in hand it's not going to be that bad. I'm worried about it now, but maybe in hand I can still get everything posed up the way I want to, and it's not a big deal. So this is one of those that I definitely want the pack. I'm just a little worried, but it's not going to stop me from getting this pack. So it's just one of those, we'll see how it is in hand. I'm still going to get it anyway type of thing. But moving on from that, I think it was kind of ironic that they went on to show Retro Quicksilver, because Crystal and Quicksilver were once married. But anyway, they showed off the green suit Quicksilver. He's on the pinless body that used to be Sunfire, but it's now pinless. I don't know if it started with Blur or not, but it's basically just Blur repainted with a new head sculpt, because he's got the same hands. He doesn't have the running hands. He's got like the weird kind of grip, not grip, but like wide open hands. I don't know what you'd call them. So I think that's a downside on this figure, is just the hands. I might have some white hands for like the flat pose to replace, but we'll see. He is a Walmart exclusive, which is kind of a bummer because I do really want this figure, but Walmart's been decent with their exclusive recently. Like, I just did the Walmart Collector Con with the 85th Retro Venom and the Retro Warlord Professor X, and I got those pre-ordered no problem. So, I may be worried about it now, but in a few months' time when Quicksilver goes up, he may be no problem. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I definitely want him because he's going to go with my Brotherhood of Evil right here. He's like the last piece of the puzzle I think I need. So that's really cool. And honestly, either Quicksilver, if they would have done blue or green, I'd have been happy, because if they did a blue one, I could take the one from my Avengers and put it in with my X Factor team. And then I could take, I would have a spot for either Quicksilver that they did. So I imagine they'll also do a blue repaint of this in the future. And, I'll do that same deal. But yeah, this is one I'm definitely in on. Not my favorite reveal, I don't think, but it's definitely high up on my pickups list. And then they showed off Wong and Doctor Strange. This is classic comics Wong. He's got the green kind of, I don't know clothes very well, so I don't want to say that it's one thing and having it be another, but he's got a green outfit that he's known to wear in the books, and I really like that. The fact that they gave him magic effects is kind of shows that they don't know Wong very well, unless things have changed in like the last couple of years, but Wong doesn't do magic in the books. He's strictly martial arts. He's the defender or bodyguard to Doctor Strange, so it seems like kind of an oversight on my part, but I might be wrong. He may have learned magic the last couple of years in the books. I haven't kept up on Doctor Strange a lot, but he looks really good, and they showed off the articulation, and he is perfect martial arts kind of figure, and the fact that they were able to get that much with the amount of clothes is fantastic. And then Doctor Strange it's a variant on the, I want to say it's the standard Walmart one with a new cape, but now they're doing a sickly head, and a Dormammu head, which I think is just reused from the other Dormammu that I've got up there. Or, no, he's over here. Yeah, you can kind of see him in the back over there. So, while I don't love this variant, I don't really have a place for a sickly Doctor Strange or a Dormammu Doctor Strange. What I will be using this for is to put the alternate blue head on the figure and start building out more of my defenders. So I imagine we'll get another Hulk at some point, and I've got a Silver Surfer I can maybe put with the defenders. So I'm going to slowly build out that team with this Doctor Strange. So I'm excited for that, and then that Dormammu head might actually be an upgrade to the one that we already have. You can see him back there. So I might just swap that out and put that as an upgrade. So that's cool. And then I don't want to forget, they added Bats, the ghost dog, and I love Bats, so having him in this 2-pack just entices me even more. It's not my favorite 2-pack, but it's definitely one I want to get. It's in terms of like a Doctor Strange pack, and I think this is kind of like a companion piece to the Blackheart wave. So I really like that because we didn't get a whole lot of mystical sorcerers in that wave. We got Hellstrom and Voodoo, but it's like everybody was asking where's Doctor Strange, and this would have been a good place to put Wong. Well, here they are. So I'm very happy about that. The next 2-pack that they revealed is the Punisher and Bushwacker, sorry. I'm not familiar with this character, if you haven't realized, but they said the Punisher is a brand new mold, and it's based off of the War Journal comics. It's not really my speed. I'm not a huge Punisher fan, and even if I were to get a new Punisher, I'd want a different 2-pack. So, I don't know Bushwacker very well. So, it's cool, and I appreciate all the new stuff that they're giving us, but it's just not for me. It's going to be a pass for me. And I'm very happy for all the Punisher fans that are now getting this, that were wanting him. I know a lot of people wanted an update, but I actually was thinking about it, and it's like, okay, if I were to change it, what would I want? Okay, if they did an updated classic Punisher on a new body, put in the Russian, that would be a 2-pack I'd be interested in. Okay, what if we didn't get a classic Punisher? Okay, Frankencastle with an updated Dark Wolverine. Okay, that's a 2-pack I'd buy. 2099 with, I don't know, 2099 Ravage, that'd be one I'd get. What else? I was thinking about a bunch of different Punishers that I'd rather get. Thunderbolt's Punisher with the red logo, and an updated Agent Venom or an updated Elektra. I would have taken that 2-pack, but this one just doesn't really entice me. I do appreciate the new character, but just it's not a pack for me. And speaking of packs that just aren't for me, we have a re-release of the Venompool Build-A-Figure, but as a deluxe release that's a Target exclusive. They said the only thing new on this figure was the deco, and it's just a brighter red. So if you missed out on the Build-A-Figure, you've got this. If you didn't, like me, you can pass it on by, and it's a Target exclusive, so I will be happy to pass it on by because I don't like dealing with Target. Then they moved on to some movie stuff. Now, I might do this out of order. I don't remember what the order was exactly, but they showed a Deluxe Colossus, which has been on the rumor list for a little bit, and he looks great. I don't think they could have really added anything else to this pack, unless they wanted to do an angry face with a dent in it from Deadpool 2, but even without that, I don't think this really needed it. It's got some grip hands, some fist hands. He looks really good in silver. Some of the in-hand images really sold me on this figure, so not that I wasn't already sold, but it was oh, that is much better than I was expecting, so that's really good. I'm definitely in on that Colossus. But then they got into the juicy stuff, the really good reveals. So they showed off the new updated Deadpool, which we had seen leaks of a week before. He looks really good. It's all new. I love it. It looks fantastic. I've seen Deadpool and Wolverine, so I won't talk spoilers here. No spoilers. But I love this suit now, and in action figure form, it looks great. There's some things that I would add, but I'll get into that in another video, so I'm not going to talk about spoilers here. And then they showed off the Yellow Suit Wolverine, which again was leaked, and he looks amazing. I have 4 pre-ordered total, but I'm only planning to get 3. I have 2 pre-ordered at Amazon and 2 pre-ordered at Big Bad Toy Store, so whichever one gets them first and then at the other one I'll cancel one of the figures just to guarantee me 3. But I'm excited. I'm really excited. I'm getting 3 because I want to display one with the masthead, one without the masthead, and then have one as a custom backup, so that when we inevitably get the one without the sleeves, I can then use the full suit one with the shoulder pads to then make my perfect yellow costume Wolverine. So he has no sleeves with the shoulder pads and the mask, and it'd be perfect. So, which, that's not a spoiler. We saw him sleeveless in the trailers, so I would hope we'd get that. But yeah, I'm going for more comic accurate yellow suit just for my personal collection. Not that it happened in the movie, because it didn't. It's just I want that for my collection. I want that perfect look. So that's why I'm getting 3, and I do have them pre-ordered. And then they showed off a casual Logan and a Headpool, which on the back of the box they have Headpool as the figure and not the Logan, but which the Logan's good. I've seen a lot of people saying that they don't really need it, and which is fair. Again, no spoilers. I understand why they don't need it, and while I would agree that I don't need it, I'm also a sucker for Wolverine, so of course I'm gonna get it. I've got him pre-ordered too, so yeah, it's not the most exciting figure, but it's definitely one I want to buy, so I've got him pre-ordered. Then wrapping up the movie stuff, they showed off an Outrider 2-pack, which I'm very happy for, because I hope this means we're going to get Chitauri Army Builder pack. I might actually buy multiples of those if they do. But for the Outrider pack, I'm going to only buy one, because it's 2 figures, 1 box. I only really need to display 2, because that's how I kind of do my Army Builders for the MCU, is just 1 to flank like a head, like a leader, or 1 on each side to flank a leader. That's what I have with my Hydra agents, and what I still plan to do with my tracksuits, despite me buying one that's going to be Kazi. So like I'm going to have Kazi, and I'm going to have Kingpin, and then I'll have one with the face sock on either side of them. But for the Outriders, I only really need to do the 1 standard, and then they include the like general head, and I'll have that on one of the other figures and just have those flank on either side of the Black Order or with the Black Order somewhere. So, and they look really good, really well sculpted, and they said apparently that it had to go back a couple times to make sure it was 100% like sturdy, plastic wise or whatever. But they look really good now, and I'm glad they're doing it in a 2-pack that's fan channel, so that we can have an opportunity to get it, and it's not exclusive to Pulse, because that's what they usually do with the Army Builders, and they sell out fast. So having a fan channel means they're probably going to have more quantities, which means it's going to be easier to get, hopefully. Then they showed off some teases. Looks like Spider-Man related. One was a shoe, and one was kind of like a fist with like a wrist detail. A lot of people have already determined that they're going to be Spider-Man Unlimited and Spider-Boy, which is cool. I'll probably pick up both. Where Spider-Man Unlimited will go, I'm not sure. I might stick him with my Across the Spider-Verse stuff. And this also depends on where they're coming in. Like, is it going to be an Across the Spider-Verse wave? Is it going to be a comic retro wave? We have yet to see. So, and Spider-Boy, I'll pick him up. I'm not a huge fan of Spider-Boy, but just to kind of fill out my Spider-Verse, yeah, I'll find a place for him. So, and I'm going to do these last 2 out of order, because one I know I'm going to talk about a lot, so I'll save him for last. But they showed off ROM. It's like a digital render of ROM the Space Knight. He's not a character that I'm super familiar with, but I'm aware of the Space Knights themselves. I'm actually currently reading the Annihilation Conquest book, and the Space Knights actually appeared in, was it the 1st issue, I think? And, I'm at least aware of the species, the race in Marvel Comics, but ROM specifically, I don't know. Depending on where he comes, I might pick him up. I might not. If he's in like a Build-A-Figure wave and he comes with a Build-A-Figure piece, I'll pick him up and I'll stick him with my cosmic characters. But if he's like an exclusive or something like that, I might not get him. It's just not a needed character, but one I would buy in the right circumstances. So we'll see where he comes in at. And it seems like Jesse Falcon's getting his 1 figure a year. Last year it was Or was it this? It was beginning of this year. Never mind. So he's getting 2 figures this year. It was Kristar and now ROM the Space Knight. So he's really starting to pull in some obscure characters for himself. Okay, in the last reveal, I'm kind of torn on, and I'll get into why. But they started this off by saying there will be no Marvel HasLab this year, which I went, yes, because I don't want to spend $200 or more on a figure, because just there's a lot of figures coming out, and it's a little fun to HasLab just off the bat. So, I was very happy. And then he said, but they're gonna start offering figures at made to buy, or like made to pre-order or whatever, to where they'll only make a little more than what is pre-ordered. So it's kind of frustrating that if you don't pre-order it, you're going to miss out, and the aftermarket's going to be crazy. So the item that they showed that's going to be doing this is Dragon Man. And I do want a Dragon Man figure, and this looks like a really good Dragon Man. They even had a grayscale prototype on the con floor with them, and he's looking pretty good, and he scales pretty well with a lot of the figures. But here is my kind of concern and fear. He is 10 inches tall and 17 inches wingtip to wingtip with a 10-inch bendy wire tail. So he is a bit larger than other figures. But I'm worried about the price point, because take this figure for example. When he came out, and he's like 13, 14 inches, I can't remember. He was retailed for about $60. There's a lot of plastic here. I got this on the aftermarket for about $80. I feel like that was a decent price, given how much plastic and fun is here, because he also came with an extra head and other hands. So, I feel like $80 for a figure that's rather large compared to other figures. Let's stand Spider-Man there. And, Dragon Man's smaller than this guy. But there's a lot of, if you take the wings and the tail into account, there's might be about the same amount of plastic. So, okay. $60, $80. That, that's what I think the range should be. I would say 80 is what I hope Dragon Man is. And I don't have the Super Adaptoid on hand. He's, right up there. But when this guy came out, he was $40 retail. But when Super Adaptoid came out, they put him up for $70. That's an extra $30 for mostly reuse, because Super Adaptoid uses a lot of this figure, and what was new wasn't enough to say warrant $30 extra, in my opinion. So, what my concern is that I'm hoping it's going to be $80. I will still buy it at $100 and be semi-comfortable with the pricing. But if they use this, buy to, how do they word it? It's buy to make, or I forget the wording offhand. But if they do that and just gouge the price out of us, it's really going to upset me. Because while, yes, I'm happy we're not getting a HasLab this year, that doesn't mean they need to price gouge us on another product. And, they said that this was kind of to help prevent future, oh, this figure should have come with this, and it should have been a full package of this and whatever for HasLab. So, if they made a Dragon Man and they packed in 4 other figures, this would have been $250, and people would have been like, oh no, that's ridiculous. So they're trying to avoid that, I guess. But I still think they're going to price this too much because of the way that they're marketing it, and that really concerns me, because at $120, that's where it's going to start getting to a point where I'm going to say no. And I want Dragon Man, but not $120 worth, because that's 5 figures. That's 5 of this guy. That's a lot of money. It's not quite a full wave of Marvel Legends for one figure, and for a figure that's 10 inches tall. Come on. This Cassie Lang, it's going to be about this tall. And, I know he's going to be much wider, but, I'm really starting to lose my steam here, but I really want it to be well priced, despite what they're doing here as a marketing tactic. You know, they want to give us something that's bigger, but not a HasLab. But I feel like they're still going to price it extremely high. So I don't know. We have yet to hear the price. Like I said, $80 is what I think it should be. But if they go like $100, I'll still be in on it and just kind of iffy on it. If they go higher than that, I don't know. I just don't know. So yeah, we'll wait and see. But yeah, that is all I have to discuss regarding the panel today. If I had to pick 3 of my favorites, it would be number 1, Yellow Suit Wolverine. Number 2, movie Deadpool. Number 3, probably the Crystal and Lockjaw pack. You know, I'm nervous about that one, but it's still a really good pack. And then probably Colossus and Quicksilver. If we had to do a top 5, it'd be Wolverine, Deadpool, Lockjaw, Quicksilver, Colossus, and then Quicksilver. So, not exactly my favorite showing. I was expecting a whole wave, but they still showed us quite a few figures, a lot of like 2-packs and deluxes. So, you know, it was a different set of offerings than they've done previous years at a con, but still solid. Not the best showing in my opinion, though. And again, I'm recording this on Sunday morning, so if they put any other teases like they like to in the booth, I'll try and add that in the end before I upload this video. But breaking news. I have already filmed the actual video. I haven't started editing, but there was a new reveal. Hasbro has put a new brown suit Wolverine in the case at SDCC. Looks to be built off of the X-Men 97 Wolverine. Looks like a new head. I can't tell if the arms are from the X-Men 97 figure or if they're from the retro team suit. It looks pretty good. I would have preferred the brown to be just a little bit darker. It looks kind of plasticky here. I know it's a plastic figure, but still a little bit darker. But otherwise, it looks pretty good. Can't wait to see where this is coming in. And in the pictures, they have the kind of more blue 80s era. Is that 80s Cyclops suit? I want that redone. That one needs redone too. So Hasbro, get on that. So we'll go back to the end of the video. But with all that being said, I hope you all enjoyed this video. It's going to be a long edit for me, but I do love talking about this stuff with all of you guys. And make sure you put your comments down below. Well, you put your thoughts in the comments down below, I should say. And then while you're down there, like, subscribe. And I will talk to you all in another video, another post, another time.